Thank you for listening to this presentation. This is Feedback to Foster Learning, Option 2, Third Grade Science, the Solar System. Thank you for allowing me to audit your third grade science lesson to the solar system. I would like to first review the student learning objectives, educational outcomes, and a lecture overview, including student interactions. Next, I would like to review the teaching objectives and identify opportunities to foster learning utilizing Gardner's theory of multiple intelligences. And lastly, I would like to explore the individual student differences and review any accommodations that may be applicable. The learning objective is that the students recognize that the Earth is part of the solar system that includes the sun, planets, many moons, and that the Earth is the third planet from the sun. The lecture overview, reading of the solar system occurred initially. The solar system model presentation, and the students drew the solar system. Explanation of the planet characteristics. You did have some classroom questions and answer session with the largest planet and moon phases, and we'll talk about that a little bit later. The solar system review, quiz on the lesson, and homework worksheet. This is a presentation of Gardner's theory of multiple intelligences, and you can see the different intelligences such as interpersonal, logical, mathematical, musical, and based upon those intelligences, we would like to accommodate the different learning styles of each of our students. Based upon Gardner's theory of multiple intelligences, I did observe a number of teaching techniques. One of them was reading to the students, which fosters linguistic intelligence as well as logical intelligence. Drawing the picture of the solar system addresses the students with spatial and visual intelligence, and answering questions concerning the size of the planets. And the quiz is logical mathematical intelligence. My recommendations for fostering more intelligent styles include utilizing multimedia, since it's a very effective way to give knowledge to a diverse classroom. Visuals rather than abstract concepts of the solar system may help students with object identification, such as Jupiter being the largest planet. I handed out better yet, if the students are using iPads, they could have both printed in words and visual references. This could help with spatial intelligence, logical reasoning, and linguistic intelligence. Having a group discussion of the planets could foster interpersonal intelligence, then allowing students to participate in a game show type of quiz after the study. To create a physical experience and foster bodily kinesthetic intelligence, the class could organize into different planets in the solar system around the classroom, showing the track around the sun. I think it's also important that we accommodate individual differences. Effective teachers accommodate students' development differences and diversity with the ultimate goal of promoting all students' cognitive intellectual development. Recommendations to help accommodate individual differences include, but are not limited to, encourage play activity, share wisdom of previous generations, rely on concepts, scaffolding, which is something that we'll definitely review, and get students involved in age-appropriate ways of adult activities, and more importantly, be optimistic. During the class lecture and review, I found limited use of accommodating for individual differences. I believe that Ms. Aberrant would benefit from the introduction of scaffolding in her classroom. Scaffolding is a support mechanism that helps a learner successfully perform a challenging task. Here are some of my recommendations for scaffolding. Provide each student with an overview of the learning objectives prior to the introduction of the solar system. Allow students to take a pre-quiz to understand what their knowledge on the solar system is prior to the lecture and test. Give specific guidelines on what is important from the reading and review of the solar system. Ask questions that do not put individuals on the spot, but allow them to have success or failure in an optimistic environment. Provide additional handouts and visuals to remind the students of their goals. Give frequent feedback how students are progressing. Thank you again for meeting with me. After reviewing the class lecture and quiz results, there are some encouraging results from your students. The recommendations that we have reviewed should help your ability to encourage students with different intelligence to foster learning based on Gardner's theory of multiple intelligences. In addition, we reviewed scaffolding as a technique to help accommodate individual differences in the classroom. I look forward to following up with your implementation of our educational teaching review.